Hello and welcome to Learning Excel 2016. My name is Mike Henry and this is the 9th video from Chapter 1. In this video we're going to learn two concepts, the spell checker and how to save a spreadsheet that we've been working on. So in this video we're first going to look at how to spell check something. And when we first look at this isn't like Word. If there's a spelling error in here, you don't see a wavy line under the spelling errors saying, hey, check this out. There is none of that. So if you do not do the spell check, it will not do it for you, and you can get into trouble because you might have some spelling errors in here. Now, a lot of people, when they finish a spreadsheet and they get to the very bottom of it, like I am here at the bottom of this, they'll go, oh, here is a great place to run the spell checker. And what you can do to run the spell checker is you can do it in two different places. If you like the mouse way, you can click on Review, and then you can click right here on the spell checker button, and that would start the spell checker. The other way you can do this is by using a function key, and that's F7. F7, if I click on that, immediately starts the spell checker. Now you can see I hit F7, and I started spell checking from cell A29. Now if you're someone who does not like to read these pop-ups and you always hit no because you once got a virus from clicking on them too fast, you just got yourself into trouble, because what happens is it spell checks from the cell it's in all the way down, then it goes to the next one, it goes all the way down, and it works its way over. And what you did is you successfully spell checked everything that was below the spreadsheet. And if you just hit no, you did not spell check your sheet. What I'm going to suggest to you is always spell check by doing this set of keys. Control Home, which takes you back to cell A1. Always takes you back to cell A1, the home cell, and then hit F7. Now you're going to be spell checking every cell that's in the sheet, guaranteed. And as you can see here, I have a spelling error. You can see that it's on cell A4 right here. It's showing me shipping date, and obviously I left out a P. Now I could go hand correct that myself, or you can see in my suggestions right here the top one says shipping, and that's what I want, so I just hit change. Look right there, there's a little fat finger error. I typed name incorrectly. I used an N instead of an M. I was typing so fast, so I've got a spelling error again. Now that's a hard one to pick out, maybe by just looking at it. It's important to let the computer go check these. It doesn't mean the word's spelled wrong. It means that this word is not in the dictionary of this computer. So we can hit change. Okay, and oh, look at that. I did the D not quite fast enough before I hit the R in address, and I ended up with address. All right, and so I can hit change in here. So now I get to this one and it says quantity. Now in this case, quantity is right here marking my order column, and I truly wanted to use the abbreviation for quantity, and it's saying, hey, that's not here. So what I can do is I can click here ignore once, and it'll find any other ones that are in there, or I can click ignore all if I know that that word's in there a lot, and now it goes into here. Unfortunately, when you get into names tend not to be in here, but if I wanted to, I could add that name to the dictionary. If this is a name that I'm going to be working with on a regular basis, I click there and I add it to the dictionary of this computer. It does not add it to the dictionary of every computer, so if you're using with multiple computers, the other computer would, when you spell check it, not have this in its dictionary. In this case, I'm going to ignore this because it's a name, and you can see I'm getting into some ones here that are part of the names of products, so I'm going to just skip right over those. If I know I'm at the bottom, I can always hit close, or in this case I went through. So now I know my document is spell checked and everything is spelled correctly. So the next thing I want to do is I want to save my document. There is a lot of different ways you can save the document. You can come up here on this mini toolbar and click on the little button there that looks like a disk and hit save. You can, as it says, do Control S. If you're a keyboard kind of stroke person, Control S. You also have the ability to go to File and then do a save. or a save as if you want to name it to a different sheet. You can always come back here. So you can see right now this is a brand new sheet. It's called Book 1. It's never been saved before. And I'm going to do the save right here, and I'll just click Save. So this is a little bit different from the other views. It asks you where do you want to save it, and that's the first thing that we want to make sure. So we're going to save this, and we're going to save it on this PC, and it gives us some things that have been saved before. Or you can browse to an area that you want to save it to. In this case, I'm going to browse, and I'm going to save it on the desktop. So I want it right here on my desktop. I click on the desktop. The second key piece of information it wants to know is what's going to be the name of the file. It does not want to be called Book 1. We're going to call this Order Info. So I'm going to put in here Order Info because this is the information for my particular order. Now here you can see we can save this as a whole bunch of different types of documents. In this case, this is going to be saved as a workbook, but later on we're going to learn about macros. We could save it as an older Excel 97 type document. You could actually save it as a web page. And then some people do this if it was an order, save it as a PDF. That way you can send someone a picture of it, but they can't edit it. So in this case, we want to save it as a workbook, and it's going to be saved right here in my desktop, and name will be Order Information. I hit Save, and now that's been saved. You can see up here on the title bar it says Order Information, and down here on my desktop you can see Order Info right there. So I can get back to my document rather quickly. So we've seen saving now. Spell checker is really important. You do not want to be sending out a document with spelling errors in it. It's not like Word where it's going to be automatically with a wavy line to show you what's going on. For those of you who have listened to the video to this point, I'm going to give you a really good hint. Every test this year, I guarantee you there will be a spelling error on the test. You need to get into the habit of always spell checking. Always spell checking. So you know now, if you've listened this far, you got that free hint. I guarantee you there will be a spelling error on every one of your exams. Now, we also learned how to save a spreadsheet. We learned that there's 3 key pieces of information. Where you're going to save it, what the name of it's going to be, and what type it's going to be. There's a lot of different types that we can save it. And we're going to have that opportunity throughout this set of videos in the future.